Hi, I'd like to introduce you to the trademark Doctor Supervised Weight Loss Program, which is now available in our clinic. I'm Dr. Strobel, and I'm going to be guiding you through the program today. Congratulations! You have made a decision to change your life, and you have nothing to lose except unwanted pounds and inches. There are no drugs, no HCG, no exercise, no prepackaged foods, and no dieter's remorse. There's many benefits of losing up to 10% of your body weight. Lower cholesterol and blood pressure, more energy, motivation, and confidence, less joint pain, less low back pain. Also, most participants will develop a regular healthy eating habit and lower certain cancer risk as well as reduce risk of heart disease. Other benefits include developing a healthier gallbladder and lowering the risk of heart attack, improving sleep apnea, breathing, and even your sex life. So we want to celebrate every success we have and every pound that is lost. So how does Doctor Supervised Weight Loss Program work anyway? Well, the plan is based on two things: portion-controlled eating and liquid supplementation. So how does Doctor Supervised Weight Loss Plan work? The drops are used regularly to curb the appetite and cravings, also to increase fat burning. The patient will learn to get away from high glycemic foods during the program, as well as be introduced to an intermittent fasting state. The body will get into a ketogenic state, which is a state of rapid fat burning, but not muscle wasting. Well, let's get back to something called the glycemic index, because not all carbs are created equal. Carbs are ranked according to how they affect blood glucose level on a scale from 0 to 100, and that is called the glycemic index. Or another way to put it is how quickly does a food get turned into sugar in the body. Certain foods are low on the scale, and they release glucose slow and steady. This is going to be the best choice for patients who have diabetes, prediabetes, insulin resistance, polycystic ovary, and excess body fat. There are also foods that are very high on the scale, and those foods release glucose quickly. Now, these are also important, but mainly for long distance running or intense exercise, or to offset severe hypoglycemia in an emergent situation for diabetic patients. Now notice I did not say patients who have hypoglycemia, because most patients have hypoglycemia because they eat a lot of foods that are high on the glycemic index, and so their blood sugars fluctuate dramatically. That's a different situation. What is a glycemic load? So glycemic index, which we discussed on the prior slide, is only just part of the story. It really doesn't tell you how high your blood sugar can go when you eat the food. Well, the glycemic load takes into account how much glucose the food is going to deliver in a particular portion. So when you're determining which foods are better or which foods are not better to eat, foods that have a glycemic load of less than 10 are considered low glycemic, whereas those with a load over 20 are considered high glycemic. So the faster or the higher the glucose, this also causes a higher spike in insulin. So in a diagram, you can see that a high glycemic load will cause a rapid and high peak in your insulin level, similar to how your blood glucose level goes up. But what's the big deal about insulin? Most people associate insulin with diabetics, but insulin's very important. In healthy patients, insulin is released normally after any type of eating. Some foods cause more insulin to be released than others. Now, food is broken down into three major groups: protein, fat, and carbohydrates. The proteins are broken down further into amino acids. The fats are broken down to fatty acids, and the carbohydrates are broken down to glucose. And this is where we get our micronutrients. So then insulin tells the cells of the body to open up and absorb these nutrients. And once the job is done, insulin falls back to a normal level. So what makes insulin bad then? Well, insulin is very important for regulate absorption, but it also is vital for fat storage. So if insulin is too high too much of the time and too often, this leads to a state of increased fat storage and weight gain. This is where energy balance is very important, because in order to lose weight, fat, energy must be less taken in than it is the energy that comes out. And to gain weight, the energy in must be more than the energy out. And you could substitute the word calories for this. So to lose weight, calories in must be less than calories out, because calories are just a form of measuring energy. So this goes back to metabolism. So remember, energy in must be less than energy out. So let's get back to the program. What is the eating plan like? The eating plan is a portion-controlled plan with 3 phases. The first phase is a loading phase. This is the first 2 days of the plan. The next phase is what we call a reduction phase, and this is day 3 to 40. The last phase of the plan is the maintenance phase, and this is started on day 41 and goes until the end of the last bottle of drops. The purpose of this is to maintain your weight loss goals plus or minus about 3 pounds, as most people will notice a daily fluctuation. The DSWL liquid supplementation are 2 types of drops. The drops are used under the tongue for maximum absorption. There are 2 types of mandatory liquid supplements. The first type is in a blue bottle, and it's called the DSWL drops. The second bottle is a pink bottle, and those are raspberry ketone drops. Water intake is very important during our program. We recommend a minimum of half your body weight in ounces of water per day. This helps to remove fats and toxins, as well as to avoid dehydration and thirst, which sometimes can be interpreted as hunger. So for example, a 200-pound person should drink 100 ounces daily of water, which is about 12.5 cups. Exercise is not really required, so that's great for most people. Strenuous exercise is really not advised. Now, if someone really wants to exercise, only light exercise should be done, like no more than 2 miles of light walking or biking at a normal pace where you can talk comfortably. If a person insists on exercising, you can expect a slightly slower rate of fat loss, because you're going to need to increase the protein intake exactly the same as the amount of calories burned. Otherwise, you're going to feel dizzy, weak, and not have good results. So what do you do after the maintenance phase? So if you need to lose more weight, you do 21 days of the maintenance phase, which are the pink drops, and then start back over with 2 more loading days. If at the end of 21 days of maintenance on the pink drops you're at your weight goal, then just continue maintenance until you finish off the raspberry ketone drops. Now, once you get off of the plan, an occasional intake of simple carbohydrates will be fine. The best part is to do it within about 30 minutes before or after exercise. That's when your body's going to burn the most efficient simple carbohydrates. Now you can allow yourself 1 day per week that you can have a guilt-free meal and you can eat what you want in moderation, but that doesn't mean going all out for every meal and eating until you're just ridiculously full either, or you're going to end up back in the same place you were. So moderation is key. So it all really works together, becoming aware about the need to lose weight and the health benefits it's going to have on you, learning about the plan, making a personal weight loss goal, incorporating intermittent fasting, then following the plan so that you learn proper eating and develop healthy habits, and then you're going to achieve your goal. So what is included? What is the cost of this program? The office visit is applied to insurance with your copay. Now, some patients don't have insurances or may have a high deductible, so we have discounted the office visit to only $50 for those patients. If this is the only thing that we're discussing, the weight loss program and nothing else, then it will be $50. Now, some patients come in and they may be having other symptoms like thyroid issues or hormone problems, fatigue, things like that. There may be a higher office visit in those instances. Labs are also applied to insurance. Again, if there's no insurance or a very high deductible, we can do a very discounted rate for that. Most of the time, routine, straightforward labs. Now, this is if you don't have any labs that were done by your other doctors. The cost for just routine labs is usually less than $100, but if you have problems and we're checking other things like extensive thyroid testing, vitamin levels, hormones, it may be upwards of $150 to $200, but that's still significantly discounted. The kit includes the pink bottle and blue bottle that you're going to need for the whole program, as well as a tape measure, and that's only $350. It's sold for $600 to $800 in a lot of other places. There will be a free digital handbook with instructions available after you've had your visit. You will get a code with a website, and you will have access to that at any time you want. But for those who prefer a printed copy, we do have those available as well for a separate small fee. 3 body composition tests will also be done here in the office. Now, these are a $60 value. These are sold anywhere from $20 to $40 each, but we're doing them for free for the patients doing the program through the office. You will get one at your first visit, which is baseline. You'll get one at 21 days, which is where you have lost the majority of your weight, and then again at 40 days. You can have them more often, but those are the ones that are included. We're also going to take before photos. These are everybody's favorite thing, photos and measurements. These are not going to be publicized. They are not going to be shown to anyone else. They are going to be put in your chart, and they're done digitally, and those are free also. And then at the end, we will be able to give you side-by-side comparisons as well. We are also going to do measurements at the beginning and again at the end. What is body composition? A body composition test divides the total body weight into 3 different components. One is lean muscle weight, so that's the good weight. The second thing is fat. That's not what we want most of our weight to come from. The third is water. Now, water can be in good places and water can be in bad places. We prefer it to be inside of our cells. If it's outside of the cells, then it's mainly swelling or unhealthy water. So that's what we want to avoid. The report that's generated and will be given to you looks like this. It shows several things. Here is the body composition analysis. It has intracellular, extracellular water, followed by dry, lean mass, and even body fat mass. The next thing is muscle fat analysis. This tells you the comparison between the skeletal muscle mass and body fat mass. It even segments the fat distribution into the different extremities, telling you what percent of each extremity has the most fat or lean muscle weight, including the trunk. Now, most women carry most of theirs in the trunk. It also will do a trend. So after you've had more than one test, we will be able to see your results and how you are doing. Now, interesting is this basal metabolic rate. This is the number of calories that your body burns doing nothing except existing. So that is, what will you burn doing nothing else? So for this person, their basal metabolic rate is 1,175 calories. That means if this person does not exercise, it takes 1,175 calories for them to just exist. So if they do not exercise and they eat more than 1,175 calories, they are most likely going to gain weight. So that is a very helpful thing. So what's next? You've decided, you're excited, you want to lose weight, you want to lose body fat more in particular. What do you do next? Well, just call our office, 957-0275, and make an appointment with my PA, Brooke, or with me. Bring a copy or send a copy via fax of any recent labs you may have done elsewhere. That way we don't really need to draw any labs. And make sure you wear comfortable clothing to your first appointment. Women are going to wear shorts and yoga pants or an athletic bra and a t-shirt. Men, shorts and a t-shirt. Now women, we are going to ask you to take your t-shirt off. So wearing an athletic bra is very important because we want to get pictures of the trunk area and back. Those again are private and they're only going to be for your own visualization later and to keep in your chart. And that's all. I appreciate you staying and listening to the video, and I can't wait to hear about your results. Good luck.